All right, so it's been a long time since I've done one of these. We're now in Anatomy and Physiology 1, and we're going to go through the bones of the hand. So we're going to look at the anterior of the right hand, which is the palm. Palm side up, because we need to remember that anatomically, anterior is going to be when your arms are at your side and your thumbs are pointed outward. So anterior is going to be the palms of the hand. All right, the easiest way to start this is to just draw 5 fingers or 5 boxes. Kind of in the middle of your page. Okay, and those are going to be your 4 fingers, and then we're going to draw your thumb here. Okay, and what we just drew are called our metacarpals. Okay, and these have numbers associated with them. And I remember when you say, like Jim Halpert, this guy, like who has 2 thumbs and something your mom, this guy. You're pointing to yourself, you're number 1. So your thumb is digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is your pinky over here, okay? So we're going to just draw a little line here because your metacarpals kind of end there. This is just an imaginary line. Then starts your phalanges, okay? And the thumb, so I'll say thumb here, which is also called your pollex because you take poles with your thumb or your fingers. And your thumb is just going to have 2 parts to it. And this is going to be the furthest point from attachment is going to be called the distal. And this is going to be called the proximal. And what's the specific name for that? Oh, phalanx. So the distal phalanx. Sorry, I know that this is small, 1, and the proximal phalanx, 1. Okay, so I'm just going to put a 1 just so you know this is all part of 1 finger. Okay, so you can do pretty much the same thing for these. And this is absolutely not to scale in any way. These would be a lot longer than how I'm drawing them. But for these, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 for these, we're introducing the term middle. So this is going to be the middle phalanx, whatever. This is going to be distal because it's furthest from the point of attachment. And this is going to be proximal. And you would just assign it the number based on what finger you're looking at, okay? All right, so that's the easy part. Now we have to get into all the tricky bones. And there's 8 of them that are down here. All right. So the way that you can look at this is there's going to be 1 bone here. The middle is wonderful because the middle finger, there's a bone here. And there's a bone here. Okay. And then you're going to have a bone here and a bone here. Okay, so you're going to have 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom. There's 2. this, and then you're going to have a bone here and a bone here. Or wait a minute, hold on. This is where you're going to have a slightly larger one. And then we're going to have two over here, which one is kind of like attached like this. I like to kind of color that in. All right, so again, the way that you remember this is just put two bones down the middle here, okay? Two bones down the middle, one attached to the thumb, one attached to your pointer finger. Remember, over here is our pinky side. The thumb is going to be, this is also called, if you want to remember our directions, over here is our radius. That's going to be our lateral side. And our pinky is going to be, this is our medial side. Okay. So yeah, just remember one bone attached to the thumb, one to the finger. And then the middle is just going to have two that line up almost perfectly. So there's only four, so there's one bone that just covers kind of the width of both of those. Then you have one bone here that kind of covers the width of the pointer finger and the thumb. And then you just have to remember this little special guy over on the pinky. All right, so now we have to name all these, unfortunately, okay? Let's start with maybe some of the tougher ones. These two here, one is called, because we're on the pinky side, P-I. The first one here is called the pisiform. And it's like this little like knuckle protuberance right here, okay? When you're young and you're riding a bike, pinky, your smallest little finger, the one that you have to maybe learn how to use first, I don't know. Just think small, think pinky. When you're riding a bike, what's the first type of bike that you might try to ride? A tricycle or a trike. Okay, so the name of this bone is the triquetrum. All right, that's this bone right here. Okay. I just memorized these like a minute ago, so I'm trying to remember all of my mnemonics and everything. Okay. The middle bones here, let's come back over here and we'll work our way over. Okay, so when you think about your thumb, these two here both start with trap. So I think about my pointer finger, which this bone is attached to, trapped in one of like those paper finger traps, which is how I remember that this is called the trapezium. Or you could think, I don't know, you need a strong pointer finger to be on a trapeze. The other one, which is also starts with trap, but you say it differently. Hold on, wait a minute. I screwed this up. This is the trapezoid attached to your pointer finger. This one is called, I guess you could say trapezium, but you say trapezium, which rhymes with trapezothumb. So trapezium, trapezothumb, trap, you have that like that harder A, trapezoid. Your pointer finger is going to get trapped. So that's the one that's right there, okay? All right. And the middle finger, this one's kind of fun. When you flip someone off or like somebody is spouting some BS or that's cap, you would give someone the middle finger. This is called the capitate. So when something is cap, you flip somebody off. So this is the capitate. Okay, and then probably my favorite bone here, this is the hamate, because when you karate chop somebody on your pinky side, karate, hamate, you will never forget that. Let's put this over here. So this is the hamate, all right? So if we're giving these just like a little H, C, T, T. Okay, we already did our pisiform. We already did our triquetrum. Now we have the other two. Now this middle one is tied to capitate. Something that people think is cap is the moon landing. So this is called the lunate. Okay. And there's only one left, and this is called the scaphoid. This is the scaphoid. And your radius is like right here. And your ulna is over here. Remember, your radius gets you rides with your thumb as you try to hitchhike. So that's it. So let's see how I did. This is my original drawing. HCTT, this should be PTLS. PTLS. So I don't have mnemonics for all of these. Mate, karate, pisiform, pinky, triquetrum, tricycle, luna. Really, scaphoid is the only one I don't have anything with. I don't know. Maybe as you climb scaffolding, you're really using your thumb a lot. That's a good one. Scaffolding. You really need strong thumbs, so that's on that thumb side. So a lot of this is just raw memorization, but hopefully this makes it like a little easier, a little more fun. So there you go.